Hello, economics students. Today we're going to be looking at the stock market game in some detail. And we're going to look and see how first of all, how we interpret the data that you see on the stock market game website. And we're going to look at how we can actually place an order for stock on this game. So let's go ahead and get started. I have right now on the screen the home page for the stock market game. If you look up at the URL up here, it's stockmarketgame.org. That's kind of a long URL to type out. I always get to the stock market game by typing www.smgww.org. smgww.org. That's another way to get to the site. SMG stands for stock market game. WW stands for worldwide. And if you type in smgww.org, you will get this screen. Well, actually, you won't quite get the screen because first you're going to be asked to log in. So once you do all your login credentials, then you get to this screen, which is the home page. I have a portfolio just as all of you do. Here's my name. I have an ID. And here I'm going to go down. We're going to look and see what I've got going on in my stock market game portfolio. Right now, all I have is cash. I haven't placed any orders yet. My cash balance is $100,041.67. You were all given $100,000 to start this game. When you look at your portfolio, though, you're going to find that you too have a little bit more than $100,000. That's because your money has been sitting in an interest-bearing account all this time, and it's earning a little bit of interest, $41 in my case right here, on $100,000 invested in cash. That's not really that's a pretty small amount, but it is something. As we move down here, it says value of long stocks. Whenever you buy a stock in the stock market game, it will be showing up here in your value of long stocks. We're buying what's called longs. That's basically just buying regular old stock. Once you have bought some stock, you'll have something showing up here, the value of your stock. We're not going to be getting into mutual funds and treasury and municipal bonds, all that stuff. We're going to shy away from that. We're going to be focusing on stock. That's how you win this game. You win this game by buying stock. You do not win the game by buying other securities that you see here. Now, these securities are decent securities, and they can earn you money, but they tend to be very low risk securities, and they tend not to earn as much money, at least not enough money to win the game. As we continue going down, we have the total value of longs. That again is all of my stock. Total equity is the value of your stock plus the value of your cash. Right now, the total equity that I have is the same as my cash because I don't have any stock yet. Available equity here, again, is my total cash amount. As I go on, opening buying power. Notice I can buy up to $150,000 worth of stock, even though I only have a little over $100,000 in my account. That's because the stock market game allows us to borrow money. We can borrow up to 50% of the value of our total equity. Now, I don't recommend that you do that because when you borrow money, that means that the stock market game will charge you interest, just like any other loan charges you interest. If you borrow money from a bank, they will charge you interest. Same thing here at the stock market game. The only reason you would ever want to borrow any money is if you're really, really certain that the stock that you're buying with that borrowed money is going to earn you a greater return than what the interest rate is. And I believe the interest rate right now, I think is 7%. So I would want to make sure my stock is going to grow at least 7%. Going on down, we have interest and dividends. Remember what a dividend is. A dividend is an amount of money that a company pays to its stockholders, and it pays based on the number of shares of stock that you have. Now, I don't have any stock yet, so I have not received any dividends yet, but I have received interest, and I received that $41.67 in interest. I will tell you that all of you in this game will at some point earn some dividends. And when you do that, the dividends are going to be rolled over into the purchase of more of your stock in the company that paid the dividends. Dividends are a good thing. It will earn you money in this game. Okay, going on down, realized gains and losses right here. That's from your stocks. If your stock is gaining value, you'll have a realized gain. If you lose value, you will have a realized loss. And then our net equity gain, that's the total of all the interest and dividends and stock gain or loss that you have received so far. So far, I've received a return of 0.04%, very, very small, but that is from my interest, okay? All right, let's go back up here to the top again. I'm going to click on the drop-down box portfolio. One area that you're going to want to look at a lot is this one right here, the account summary analyzer. If I click on that, actually this looks a whole lot like the other screen, but it does give me some data here that's kind of interesting, some stock market data. Another one though is the account holdings. If I click on that, I'll get this pretty pie chart here that shows me how much of my account is in stock, how much of my money is in bonds, mutual funds, and cash. Well, right now, since I haven't bought anything yet, my entire portfolio is in cash. But as I start adding stock, you'll see other things show up in this pie chart. And if you were to scroll down, once you own stock, this screen will tell you the value of all your various stocks. It will show you which stocks you own, what you bought them at, and the total value of the stock today. So that'll be a good one to know. Let's go to trades. I want to enter a trade. So if I want to buy or sell stock, I go to trade and click enter trade. We're going to be doing stock trades, not mutual funds or bonds, stock trades. So I'm going to click stock trade. And the first thing I want to do is a buy. I'm going to buy me some stock. And I was at finance.yahoo.com earlier, and I was looking around at some stocks, and I decided I want to buy one with a ticker of JKS. Okay, that's my ticker. That's a valid ticker, as you can see. All of your orders will be market order type, so you'll never do anything with this drop-down box here. You're just going to leave that alone. And I think I'm going to buy number of shares, 60 shares of JKS. Now, I looked earlier, the price per share for this stock is currently $61. So if I buy 60 shares, what's coming out of my cash account? I'll do 60 times 61. And that's roughly what will come out of my cash account. Now, before I'm allowed to make this purchase, the game requires me to preview the trade. I'm going to preview the trade. And here it tells me I want to buy a company with a ticker of JKS. The name of that company is Jinko Solar Holding Company Limited. I said I want 60 shares. It's a market order. Price per share is $61.57. I don't worry about this last known SMG price. That was a price that someone bought it at before. And here we go. Estimated cost of the trade. 60 shares is going to cost me $3,753.60. And I'm going to go ahead and enter that. By the way, notice here, this number is a little bit different than that number on top because I am being charged a service fee by the game, which is normal. Now, before I can place this order, I have to enter a password. I need to enter my password. I had saved it. There's my password. Now I'm going to hit confirm trade. And guess what? I've just placed that order or trade order confirmation. When you place your order, if the order goes through, you will get a confirmation that looks like this. If you do not get a confirmation screen like that, that means there's something wrong with your order. You might have placed an order for more shares, for example, or more value than you were allowed to buy. Maybe instead of putting 60 shares, I might have put 6,000 shares, and I can't place an order that big because I don't have enough cash in my account to do so. There are some other rules which we will talk about in class, or maybe have talked about, like you can only place orders for companies that have a particular market cap. If they don't have a big enough market cap, the game won't let you place the order. You have to place orders for stocks that sell on either the New York Stock Exchange or on NASDAQ. So if I did not get my confirmation on this, maybe it's because the stock did not sell on NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. So that's the reason why you might not get a valid order confirmation. But mine went through. I've placed my order. And if I go over here to trade, I can look at my pending orders. Actually, the one I just did isn't showing up yet. I do have another pin. Oh, there it is. It is showing up right there, JKS. You may not see this show up automatically right away. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for the pending order to show up. So, but that's the order I just executed. And tomorrow I should see that in my portfolio. It's not in my portfolio yet because it takes a day to get it into your actual portfolio to show up there. But at any rate, I know that I have placed that order. And so there we go. That's how you place an order in the stock market game. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop this presentation. And good luck on the game. Let's see if we can't make some money. Talk to you guys later.